Project every seashore. And I ain't content trying to see more nomadic. I probably wind up alone. All it takes is a melody to remind me of home.
I've been to New York,
Come on,
Texas, yeah, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Crusaders going up against the Vikings. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 12 matchup.
We are on the eastern side of downtown Minneapolis at the gorgeous new U.S. Bank Stadium. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Los Angeles Crusaders and the Minnesota Vikings. Defense showing blitz. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he'll cut it to the left sideline. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. All week in practice, they stressed grounding, pounding the football, and they really executed it well there to get the first down.
That usually means getting back to being physical in practice, because when you emphasize pounding the football, it doesn't really come together unless you practice it the same way you're going to play it in the game. That means more bodies, more pads, and a whole lot of popping last week, and they got it done in the game.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves his sticks.
And that's how you get started and open up a game. Really well-blocked play. Picked up a nice chunk of yardage. And if you're the offensive line, that's exactly what you've talked about all week long in your meetings. Establish the line of scrimmage and take control. And they gave their running back plenty of room to rumble.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. And a look at the Vikings defensive unit.
Trey Waynes is a very aggressive cover corner player, learning how to add off coverage to his game.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Drops it underneath for Rawls. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. So, of course, they wanted to find the end zone, but when you go on the road and your first drive results in points, I think you're pretty happy.
You have to be, because you've taken it to the home team in this case. And while you may not have shut up the home crowd, you've quieted them down a little bit. Good way to start.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. and they still need 8 yards for the first here on second down.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The starters on defense here for Los Angeles.
Stephon Anthony acclimated quite quickly to the NFL. As soon as he joined the team, he became their leading tackler.
2nd down, 9 yards to go.
Back 9 here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
And he motions the wide receiver. They'll drop to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. The linebacker, Stephon Anthony, with a pick. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And Cooks has it over the middle. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on 3rd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Shift together here from the D-line. And he'll give it here to his running back. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 9 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
Well, partner, they might want to tear up their scouting reports a little bit here because they just broke tendency. 3rd down, you don't ordinarily see a toss. They ran it, and they ran it really well and picked up a first down. I love the way the edges were sealed, which allowed him to get to the corner.
Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And his kick is good. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23. The safety Calvin Pryor is there on the tackle.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense, it's really kind of geared to stop that play. Your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go. That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
They'll come out in the pistol. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Detroit!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And he's got his man on the out route. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch here as this offense will come on deep in their own territory. And not great starting field position here for the offense. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he stopped immediately there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? And almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Now a handoff looking right. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the 1st down.
So they pick up the 1st down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They go play action here on nowhere to go. Here, he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Throw complete right side to Cooks. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Third and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop the jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Here we go now.
Back to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one.
He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. And the dreaded 3rd and long here for the offense. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
That's taken on the 25. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. Again, we'll see the pistol here. A handoff as they run the counter play. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield across the 45. A big pickup there on the run. 30 yards.
Dance class, anyone? Did you see the steps between the quarterback and the running back on that counter play?
That's what you need for a good counter.
You have to have it because you're setting up your blocking. There's a timing element as well, but they have to marry up their steps. Otherwise, that timing gets thrown out the window.
Timing was great there and a big run. He'll rifle. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to roam now. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
Has that changed in a big way? The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, the free safety was there, no gain.
Now a play fake here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sharif Floyd in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the D-line's going to spread out.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll get to the 29-yard. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go. Leopard.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Well, they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go! Detroit!
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered, and he was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
And now it's a 3rd and 4 situation for the offense.
Back 99 Philly, here we go now. Green, 3. Gun.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He'll field this at the 5. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now they try the right side here. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep, and on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on 1st down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run. Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball. He broke the tackle and gained the yardage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time. Even the best in the game will miss one occasionally. The key is not to let it snowball and miss tackle after tackle. On that play, credit to the offense, but that doesn't make the defense bad.
1 receiver left, 3 to the right. They go play action here on first down. He's going to go for a big play, and that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, L.A. Brandon Cooks in the final seconds of the first half. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. So they're able to break the tie just before halftime. Now they just don't want anything crazy to happen on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, they want to just add the extra point, get the kickoff taken care of, and get to the locker room with the lead that they fought so hard to get.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. Another pistol look here.
Detroit! Watch him now, Barney! No, check! Patriot! Watch him now,
The play
Barney!
clock's running down.
Hurry up, here we go!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
One of the toughest things for an offensive lineman to learn is the ability to get in space and hit people who are moving targets. And linebackers are not easy ones to hit because they know how to move, juke, and make you miss. And that's exactly what he did on that play. A nice play for the defense.
9 yards to go. It's third down.
Over! Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! No, check! Patriot!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Give him 30 yards there. Well, they've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep, find some space, and open things up again.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
All right, partner, let's go back over the last couple of plays. Sack, loss of yards on a running play. Not exactly the sequence that an offensive coordinator gets comfortable with when calling plays.
Play clock winding down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got time. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. In the completion, nice throw, nice catch, but Charles, big thanks goes to the men up front.
They allowed the quarterback to throw out of the rocking chair, so to speak. Plenty of time to survey the field and find an open man.
And now a 1st down following that long gain.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed. Got it. Back Detroit. Detroit. Set.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Their dangerous wide receiver, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Extra point attempt to come here. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings move it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the 2nd half. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd.
Playing coverage here.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolved, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
And on the ground they go with a running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
So it'll be first down here after the run. They'll come out in the pistol. And they'll run it here. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner, and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They come out here in the eye. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's caught left side by Cooks. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Second and very short here, less than a yard. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Well, we stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to them the rest of the game.
Mike Zimmer's made his decision, and that decision is to try and go for this thing on 4th down.
Hurry up, here we go. All right, now, look at 56. Detroit. Here we go now. Green. Back down it up, Philly. Here we go. Leopard.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 7 yards on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a first down.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Back to throw here. And Cooks has it over the middle. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. And they're going to speed things up here.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going up.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great play there with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Room here to run. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll make it a 2nd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by a corner.
And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
Over! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Backing up. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. And a great spot to start this drive from here.
Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. His throw incomplete. So 2nd and 10 here. And they give this time to the tailback. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
And they run with a backup. This is Thomas Rawls. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And Another timeout called by the Vikings now. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back.
Here we go. Blue, line it.
And they'll go on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. And they're just a couple of yards shy of a first down here on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a fourth down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for L.A. He gets this away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And now out comes Minnesota. Well, not the position they want to be in. Still a very, very small chance here, but they almost need a miracle.
Agreed. That means they've got to get it to the sidelines, get out of bounds, and preserve clock.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for our visitors, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff